The secret of success is not hidden in luck, talent, or intelligence. It is not reserved for a chosen few, and it is not something that only rich or powerful people understand. The truth is far simpler, and that is exactly why most people miss it. The real secret of success is understanding how your mind works and then using it deliberately. Earl Nightingale said something that changed millions of lives. He said, "We become what we think about." Most people hear this sentence, but they do not feel it. They do not live it. They do not act on it, and that is why their life stays the same. Look at your life right now. Everything you see around you, your habits, your income, your confidence, your fears, your results, all of it started as a thought. Nothing in your life appeared randomly. It was built thought by thought, day by day. Most people never connect this. They believe life is happening to them. They believe circumstances control them. They believe the world decides their future. This belief alone keeps them trapped. Your mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you consistently plant in it will grow. Fear grows, doubt grows, confidence grows, success grows. It does not judge. It does not ask questions. It simply multiplies what you feed it. Most people unknowingly feed their minds with negativity, complaints, past failures, and other people's opinions. Then they wonder why nothing changes. The answer is simple. You cannot plant weeds and expect flowers. Earl Nightingale called this understanding the strangest secret because it works whether you believe in it or not. A person who constantly thinks about success moves towards success. A person who constantly thinks about failure moves toward failure. The process is automatic. Just like gravity, it does not care about your background, your education, or your age. It only responds to your dominant thoughts. Here is something no one tells you. Most people do not fail because they lack ability. They fail because they lack direction. They have no clear goal, no clear picture of what they want. They say they want success, but they never define it. A goal is not a wish. A goal is a clear decision. The moment you decide exactly what you want, your mind starts working for you instead of against you. Ideas begin to appear. Opportunities become visible. Energy shifts. But if your goal is vague, your results will be vague. If your vision is unclear, your actions will be weak. Successful people are not magical. They simply know where they are going. And because they know where they are going, every thought, every action starts aligning with that direction. Unsuccessful people drift. They wake up, react, complain, sleep, and repeat. Drifting always leads downward because there is no force pushing you up. Here is a hard truth. Responsibility is scary because responsibility means admitting that your life is the result of your own choices. That is why people prefer excuses. Excuses protect the ego, but they destroy the future. The moment excuses end, progress begins. Earl Nightingale taught that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. This means that success is not a destination. It is a process. You do not chase success. You grow into it. Every great achievement in history started as a thought, an idea held in the mind long enough until it became reality. The buildings, you see the technology you use, the systems that run the world, all of it was once invisible. Your future is the same. Right now, the life you want exists as a thought waiting for your attention. But if you do not choose your thoughts, someone else will choose them for you, and they will not choose success for you. They will choose comfort, distraction, and fear. Most people never slow down enough to think deeply. They consume noise all day. News, social media, opinions, and negativity. This constant noise keeps the mind weak and unfocused. A focused mind is powerful. A distracted mind is powerless. That is why discipline of thought is more important than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. The person who learns to control their thoughts controls their direction. Success is not about working harder. It is about thinking better. When your thinking changes, your actions change. When your actions change, your results change. This is the chain reaction most people never see. They try to change results without changing thoughts. That never works. Change must begin at the root, and the root is always the mind. The secret of success was never outside you. It was never in a book, a job, or another person. It was always inside you waiting to be used. The question is not whether this secret works. The question is whether you will apply it consistently, because knowing without doing changes nothing. In the next part, you will learn how to apply this secret daily, how to train your mind, and why consistency is the true divider between those who succeed and those who stay average. Most people wait for motivation before they act, but motivation is unreliable. It comes when conditions are perfect and disappears when life becomes difficult. That is why motivation never builds a future. Discipline. Does Earl Nightingale understood this deeply? He knew that the human mind must be trained, not inspired, once in a while. Training the mind means choosing the same direction every day, even when you do not feel like it. Your mind believes what you tell it repeatedly. If you tell it that life is hard, it will prove you right. If you tell it that success is possible, it will start looking for evidence. This is not magic. This is focus. The mind searches for what it is instructed to find. That is why clear goals are powerful. They give the mind a target. Without a target, the mind wanders, and a wandering mind creates a wandering life. Here is something important. Success does not respond to intensity. It responds to consistency. A small action repeated daily is more powerful than a massive action done once. Most people try to change their life overnight. They fail, then they quit. Successful people change their life quietly. One thought, one habit, one decision at a time. They do not announce. They do not rush. They simply persist. Earl Nightingale believed that the biggest tragedy is not death, but a life lived without purpose. Many people reach old age without ever deciding what they truly wanted. They lived reacting instead of creating. They followed paths chosen by others. They accepted limits that were never real. The cost of this is regret, and regret is heavier than failure because the failure teaches, but regret only haunts. Your environment shapes you more than you realize. The people you listen to, the content you consume, the conversations you repeat, all of it programs your thinking. That is why guarding your mind is not optional. It is essential. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, your mind will normalize it. If you surround yourself with growth, your mind will rise to meet it. Most people want success, but they do not want to let go of comfort. Comfort is familiar. Success is unknown. The mind prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar growth. That is why change feels uncomfortable at first, but discomfort is not danger. It is a signal that growth is happening. Every level of success requires a new version of you. The old thinking cannot take you to a new destination. Another truth no one teaches is that time will pass anyway. Whether you grow or stay the same, the years will move forward. Successful people use time as an ally. Unsuccessful people let time happen to them. The difference is intention. One plans, one drifts, one builds, one waits. Waiting is the most dangerous habit because it feels safe while stealing your future silently. Earl Nightingale emphasized writing goals because written goals turn thoughts into commands. When you write a goal, you are telling your mind this matters. The mind responds by organizing behavior around it. That is why vague desires produce vague lives and clear goals produce clear results. Clarity is power. Confusion is weakness. You do not need to know how everything will work. You only need to know the direction. The how reveals itself through action. Action creates feedback. Feedback creates adjustment. Adjustment creates progress. Most people want certainty before action, but certainty only comes after action. This misunderstanding keeps them stuck at the starting line. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is a signal that you are standing at the edge of growth. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward despite it. Every successful person felt fear. The difference is they did not let fear make decisions for them. They used it as fuel instead of a stop sign. The mind must be reminded daily because the world reminds you daily to stay small. That is why repetition matters. Repetition builds belief. Belief shapes identity. Identity drives behavior, and behavior creates results. This is the chain most people try to change behavior without changing identity. That never lasts. Real change happens from the inside out. You are always becoming something, whether you are conscious of it or not. If you do nothing, you become average by default. Average is not neutral. It is a slow decline disguised as stability. To rise, you must choose. To choose, you must think. To think, you must slow down and decide what kind of life is worthy of your effort. The secret of success is not complicated, but it is demanding. It demands awareness, discipline, patience, and consistency. It demands that you take ownership of your thoughts. It demands that you stop blaming and start building. This is why few people succeed. Not because it is impossible, but because it requires responsibility. In the next part, you will learn how to apply this thinking in your daily routine, how to structure your day, your thoughts, and your habits. So success becomes automatic, not forced. This is where understanding turns into execution, and execution turns into results. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. This misunderstanding destroys momentum. Earl Nightingale taught that daily discipline is the real miracle. A simple routine practice consistently reshapes the mind and the future at the same time. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. That is why successful people design their days before the day designs them. The morning is powerful because the mind is most receptive. Then, what you feed it first sets the tone for everything that follows. If you begin your day with purpose, your actions align with purpose. If you begin with distraction, action, your day collapses into reaction. This is why the first thoughts of the day matter. They become the seed for the entire day. Visualization is not fantasy, it is rehearsal. The mind does not clearly distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is experienced repeatedly. That is why athletes visualize winning before they compete. When you see your goal clearly daily, your mind accepts it as familiar. Familiar goals feel achievable, unfamiliar goals feel impossible. Repetition removes resistance. Affirmation is not lying to yourself, it is directing yourself. When you repeat a statement with emotion and consistency, it rewires a belief. The mind resists sudden change, but accepts gradual instruction. This is why small daily reminders are powerful. They shape identity silently over time. Your actions follow your identity. If you see yourself as disciplined, you act disciplined. If you see yourself as weak, you act weak. This is not personality, it is programming. Most people never update their internal programming. They live from old stories created by past failures or other people's opinions. But those stories are not facts, they are habits, and habits can be replaced. Earl Nightingale believed that progress must be measured not by speed but by direction. If you are moving in the right direction slowly, you are still succeeding. But if you are moving fast in the wrong direction, you are failing quietly. Patience is not waiting, it is continuing without visible rewards. Many people quit in the invisible phase where growth is happening, but results are not yet showing. The mind looks for immediate proof. That is why consistency feels hard in the beginning. You are building something underground. Roots grow before fruits appear. Every meaningful success follows this law. Those who understand this stay. Those who do not quit early. Another principle is environment design. Willpower is limited. Environment is powerful. If your environment supports growth, effort feels lighter. If it supports distraction, discipline feels heavy. Change the environment and behavior changes automatically. This is not weakness, it is intelligence. Successful people do not rely on willpower, they rely on structure. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of the process. The only real failure is quitting. Earl Nightingale warned that fear of failure paralyzes more dreams than failure itself. Each failure carries feedback. Feedback is data, data guides. Adjustment creates mastery. Most people take failure personally. They see it as proof of limitation. Successful people see it as information. This difference alone separates amateurs from professionals. The mind must be trained to interpret events correctly. Events themselves are neutral. Meaning is assigned by thought. Change. The meaning and the experience changes. You must also understand that success requires solitude at times. Thinking deeply, planning clearly, and reflecting honestly cannot happen in constant noise. Silence sharpens the mind. Distraction dulls it. That is why moments of stillness are not laziness, they are preparation. The greatest danger is unconscious living, doing things because everyone else does, thinking thoughts because everyone else thinks them. This leads to a life that looks busy but feels empty. Purpose gives energy. Without purpose, effort feels heavy. With purpose, effort feels meaningful. Your standards determine your future. What you tolerate continues. What you accept becomes normal. Raising standards is uncomfortable because it demands change. But without raised standards, growth stops. Progress begins the moment you say, "This is no longer acceptable." Earl Nightingale emphasized personal responsibility, not as pressure, but as power. The moment you accept responsibility, you gain control. Control creates confidence. Confidence fuels action. Action produces results. This cycle builds momentum. Momentum makes success feel natural instead of forced. You are closer than you think. Most people quit right before the breakthrough because pressure increases before progress appears. Resistance is a sign that you are moving in the right direction, not the wrong one. Those who understand this keep going while others turn back. In the final part, you will learn how to maintain this mindset long term, how to protect it from doubts, how to recover when you fall off track, and how to turn this philosophy into a lifelong system for success, not a temporary motivation. Long-term success is not built on excitement. It is built on identity. When success becomes part of who you are, effort feels natural. Earl Nightingale taught that once a man commits to a worthy ideal, the mind reorganizes itself to support that commitment. This is why half decisions create half results. A full decision changes everything. Many people start strong, but fail to finish because they never change their identity. They tried to add success on top of an old self that never lasts. Real change requires becoming someone new. This does not happen overnight. It happens through repeated proof. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, identity strengthens. Every time you break it, identity weakens. The key is self-trust. Self-trust is built the same way trust with others is built through consistency. consistency. When you do what you say you will do, your mind begins to believe in you. That belief becomes the confidence. Confidence creates calm, and calm allows clear thinking under pressure. The person with self-trust performs while others panic. Doubt will appear. It always does. Doubt is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of expansion. The mind questions what is unfamiliar. Growth feels uncertain before it feels normal. The mistake is trying to eliminate doubt. Instead, you must act in spite of it. Courage is trained, not found. When you fall off track, and you will, the most important rule is this: never miss twice. One bad day does not ruin progress. Quitting does. Recovery speed matters more than perfection. Successful people recover quickly. They do not emotionally punish themselves. They simply return to the system. Another essential principle is patience with intensity. Results take time, but effort must be focused. Scattered effort delays progress. Focused effort compounds. When you commit fully to fewer things, results accelerate. Simplicity creates power. Complexity creates confusion. Earl Nightingale believed that the mind must be protected daily because doubt, negativity, and distraction never rest. If you do not renew your vision, it fades. Renewal can be simple: reviewing goals, listening to uplifting ideas, reflecting on progress. These small acts maintain momentum. Comparison is a hidden enemy. It steals joy and distorts perception. Everyone is on a different timeline. Measure progress against your past, not against someone else's highlight. Moments of invisibility are part of mastery. Many great builders worked in silence before recognition appeared. Success also demands integrity. Doing the right thing, even when it is inconvenient. Integrity strengthens identity. A strong identity creates inner stability. Stability allows long-term focus. Without integrity, success collapses under pressure. One of the most overlooked principles is gratitude. Gratitude stabilizes the mind. It shifts focus from lack to abundance, from frustration to opportunity. A grateful mind is resilient. It recovers faster and sees possibilities others miss. Gratitude is not passive. It is strategic. As you grow, you must also let go. Old habits, old relationships, old self-images. Growth requires subtraction. You cannot climb while holding weight. Letting go feels like loss at first, but creates freedom later. Every new level demands a release. Earl Nightingale often reminded that success is a journey, not a finish line. The goal is not to arrive, but to evolve. When growth becomes the reward, motivation becomes unnecessary. The process itself becomes fulfilling. The secret of success was never hidden. It was ignored because it requires responsibility, discipline, and patience. Most people look for shortcuts, but there are no shortcuts to mastery. Only systems, habits, and consistent thought. You now understand what most never learn: that your thoughts shape your direction, that consistency beats intensity, that identity drives behavior, and that responsibility creates freedom. This knowledge is powerful, but only if applied. Knowledge unused fades into noise. Your future is not decided by chance. It is decided by choice. Today, tomorrow, daily. The moment you choose to think differently, act deliberately, and persist patiently, your life begins to change quietly and permanently. This is not motivation. This is instruction. The choice is yours, and it always has been. At this point, most people feel inspired, but inspiration alone is not enough. Inspiration fades when pressure arrives. That is why this final principle matters more than all others. Execution is the separator. Knowing changes nothing. Doing changes everything. Earl Nightingale warned that information without application is entertainment, not transformation. You already know more than you are using. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not knowledge. It is action taken consistently. Many people wait for confidence before acting, but confidence is a result, not a requirement. Action creates confidence, not the other way around. The moment you begin acting in alignment with your goals, your self-image shifts. You start seeing yourself differently. Others begin responding differently. Opportunities appear, not because the world changed, but because your perception sharpened. You notice what was always there. This is why small actions matter. A single disciplined act, repeated daily, rewrites identity. You do not need dramatic change. You need daily proof. Proof builds belief. Belief builds momentum. Momentum carries you forward when motivation disappears. There will be days when nothing seems to work, when effort feels invisible. This is the silent test. Most people fail here because they expect quick rewards, but real progress compounds quietly. Those who endure the quiet phase inherit the results later. Remember this: success is simple but not easy. Simple principles applied consistently create extraordinary outcomes. Complicated strategies distract from execution. Keep the fundamentals clear. Think deliberately. Act consistently. Review honestly. Adjust patiently. Earl Nightingale believed that the ultimate reward of success is not money or status. It is personal growth. The person you become along the way is the true achievement. When growth becomes the goal, success becomes inevitable. Your responsibility now is clarity. Decide what you want. Decide who you must become. Decide what habits habits support that version of you. Then commit without negotiation. Commitment removes confusion. Confusion drains energy. Do not wait for permission. No one is coming to validate your potential. The world rewards initiative, not intention. Begin where you are. Use what you have. Improve as you go. Progress beats perfection every time. You will make mistakes. Mistakes are not evidence of failure. They are evidence of effort. Learn quickly. Adjust calmly. Continue forward. Emotional control under pressure is a competitive advantage. Develop it deliberately. Protect your vision. Doubt will come disguised as logic. Fear will become disguised as caution. Recognize them and move anyway. Vision must be stronger than emotion. Long-term thinking must override short-term discomfort. This is how average is escaped, not through luck, but through leadership of self, leadership of thought, leadership of habit, leadership of time. When you lead yourself correctly, life follows. The secret of success was never meant to be mysterious. It was meant to be practiced. Few practice consistently. That is why few succeed. The path is open, the principles are clear, the decision is personal. From this moment forward, you either apply what you know or return to old patterns. There is no middle ground. Growth demands choice. And the cost of not choosing is a life of quiet regrets. Choose deliberately. Act consistently. Think long-term. And remember, you do not need to see the entire path. You only need to take the next disciplined step. That step taken today changes tomorrow permanently. There is one final layer most people never reach because it requires honesty with self. You cannot build a powerful future while lying to yourself. Self-awareness is the foundation of mastery. You must know your weaknesses without judging them and your strengths without exaggerating them. Clarity about self creates control over self. Earl Nightingale believed that progress accelerates when reflection becomes a habit. Reflection is not overthinking. It is evaluation. What worked, what did not, what must change. This simple process prevents years of repeated mistakes. Most people repeat the same year again and again because they never pause to review. Another overlooked principle is energy management. Success is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters with full presence. Scattered energy produces scattered results. Focused energy multiplies impact. Learn to say no to distractions that steal time without adding value. Every no protects a future. Yes, you must also understand seasons. There are seasons of building, seasons of testing, seasons of rest, and seasons of reward. Many people quit in the building season because rewards are delayed. Others waste the reward season because they forget discipline, balance. Awareness of seasons prevents burnout and stagnation. Self-respect grows when standards are enforced internally, not externally. Doing what you said that you would do, even when no one is watching, builds inner authority. That authority changes posture, voice, decisions, and presence. People feel it without explanation. Pressure is not something to avoid. It is something to prepare for. Pressure reveals. Preparation under pressure. The trained mind slows down while the untrained mind panics. Training your mind daily creates stability when chaos appears. This is a rare advantage in a noisy world. The future belongs to those who think long-term. Short-term pleasure weakens long-term power. Delayed gratification is not denial. It is investment. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you deposit into your future account. You must also detach from outcomes while committing fully to effort. Obsession with results creates tension. Tension clouds judgment. Focus on process produces calm. Calm produces consistency. Consistency produces results effortlessly over time. Identity must be reinforced daily through action. Words matter, but behavior decides. The mind believes actions more than affirmations. Act like the person you want to become, and the mind follows. This is reverse engineering identity. Success does not require perfection. It requires persistence. Progress is rarely linear. There will be plateaus. Plateaus are not failure. They are integration phases. Skills settle. Identity stabilizes. Then growth resumes unexpectedly. Never confuse movement with progress. Being busy feels productive, but directionless effort exhausts. Review direction regularly. Alignment saves energy. Misalignment drains it silently. As you rise, remember humility. Growth without humility leads to collapse. Learning never ends. The moment you believe you have arrived, decline begins. Stay teachable. Stay curious. Stay grounded. The greatest competition is not others. It is your former self. Every improvement is a quiet victory. Celebrate progress without losing hunger. Gratitude and ambition must coexist. Gratitude keeps you stable. Ambition keeps you moving. This philosophy is not theory. It is observable law. It works across time, culture, and circumstances. circumstance. Those who apply it rise. Those who ignore it repeat average cycles indefinitely. You now hold responsibility. Knowledge creates obligation. Once you see clearly, you cannot unsee. The only question left is whether you will act daily without drama, without excuses, and without waiting. Because the future does not respond to intention. It responds to consistency. And consistency responds to discipline of thoughts. This is how ordinary people create extraordinary lives quietly, patiently, deliberately. At the end of everything, it comes down to one truth. Your life moves in the direction of your most disciplined thoughts, not your strongest emotions, not your loudest intentions, but your daily repeated thinking. Earl Nightingale tried to teach this to the world, not as motivation, but as a warning, because ignoring this law does not stop it from working. It only decides the direction it works in. Most people look back one day and wonder where time went. The answer is simple. It went where attention went. Attention is life energy. What you focus on grows. What you ignore fades. This is not philosophy, it is function. The mind follows focus, the body follows the mind, and life follows behavior. You do not need a dramatic turning point. You need a quiet commitment, a private decision made once and honored daily. The world does not change when you decide, but you do. And that internal shift slowly reshapes everything around you. There will be no announcement, no applause, no immediate proof. Just small changes in how you think, how you react, how you choose. And those small changes compound into outcomes that seem miraculous to others, but feel earned to you. Success is rarely loud. It is built early mornings, consistent habits, controlled thinking, and patience during silence. Those who master these never need motivation again, because momentum replaces emotion. If you ever feel lost, return to basics. What am I thinking about daily? Where is my time going? Who am I becoming through repetition? These questions correct direction faster than any advice. Remember, average is not a place you fall into. It is a place you stay by default. Rising requires intention. Sustaining requires discipline. The world rewards those who master both. You were never meant to live accidentally. You were meant to choose deliberately, build patiently, and grow continuously. This is not pressure, it is permission. Permission to take control. Permission to stop drifting. Permission to lead yourself. The secret of success no one ever told you is this: you already have everything required to begin, but nothing will change until you do. Beginning is simple, remaining consistent is rare. That rarity is where success lives. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Moments are created by action. Do not wait for confidence. Confidence is created by keeping promises to yourself. Start small, start now, stay consistent, and let time work in your favor. Years from now, you will look back at this moment, either as the point where you decided to change, or as another idea you heard and forgot. The difference between those two futures is one disciplined decision repeated daily. The secret was never hidden. It was always demanding, and now it is yours to apply.